Here's something that might shock you. 80% of adults over 60 are taking vitamin D the wrong way. Not too little, not too much. Just wrong. And it could be the reason you still feel tired, achy, and foggy, even after months of supplements. If you're over 60 and you've been taking vitamin D faithfully, this video could change everything for you. Because the truth is, how you take it matters far more than the number on the bottle. I'll walk you through the 4 hidden partners your body needs to actually use vitamin D, the blood test number to ask your doctor for, and the toxicity threshold most people never hear about. Stick with me until the end, because tip number 4 might be the most important one you've never heard. Let's start with why this matters so much at your age. After 60, your skin's ability to make vitamin D from sunlight drops by about 75%. Yes, 75%. The same 20 minutes in the garden that gave your body plenty of vitamin D at 30 now produces only a fraction. Your kidneys also become less efficient at converting vitamin D into its active form. And if you spend more time indoors, which most seniors do, the deficit grows even larger. This is why researchers estimate that more than half of adults over 60 are deficient in vitamin D, even in sunny climates. And low vitamin D has been linked to weaker bones, more falls, muscle pain, low mood, weakened immunity, and even memory concerns. So yes, it matters. But here's where most people go wrong. They hear you need vitamin D, they buy a bottle, they take it every morning with their coffee, and they assume they're covered. They're not, because vitamin D doesn't work alone. It works as part of a team, and without its teammates, even a high dose barely moves the needle. Let me introduce you to the most important partner, vitamin K2. Think of K2 as the traffic cop of your circulatory system. When you take vitamin D, it tells your body to absorb more calcium from your food. That's wonderful. But here's the catch. Vitamin D doesn't tell that calcium where to go. Without K2 directing traffic, calcium can end up in the wrong places, like the walls of your arteries, your kidneys, or your soft tissues, instead of in your bones and teeth where you need it. K2 activates a protein called osteocalcin, which pulls calcium into your bones, and it activates another protein that keeps calcium out of your arteries. Researchers in the Netherlands found that adults with higher K2 intake had significantly lower rates of arterial calcification. Imagine you're 68 years old taking vitamin D and a calcium supplement faithfully, but without K2, you might actually be hardening your arteries while trying to strengthen your bones. That's the hidden danger most people never hear about. You'll find K2 naturally in foods like aged cheeses, egg yolks from pasture-raised hens, grass-fed butter, and a fermented soybean dish from Japan called natto. Many doctors now suggest pairing any vitamin D supplement with K2, specifically the form called MK7, which stays active in your body longer. Now to partner number 2, magnesium. This is the one that surprises almost everyone. Magnesium is the mineral that activates vitamin D. Without enough magnesium, the vitamin D you swallow just floats around in your bloodstream, inactive, useless. Researchers have shown that the enzymes responsible for converting vitamin D into its usable form literally cannot function without magnesium. And here's the troubling part. Most adults over 60 are deficient in magnesium too. Modern soil is depleted. Medications like diuretics and acid reducers strip it from the body, and we eat fewer leafy greens than past generations did. So you may be taking vitamin D while quietly being unable to use it. Foods rich in magnesium include pumpkin seeds, almonds, spinach, black beans, dark chocolate, and avocados. A simple handful of nuts each day can make a real difference. Now let's talk about something simpler, but just as important. How you take your vitamin D. Vitamin D is fat-soluble, which means your body can only absorb it properly when there's fat in your stomach. If you swallow your supplement first thing in the morning with just water or coffee, you're absorbing only a fraction of it. Studies have shown absorption can improve by up to 50% when vitamin D is taken with a fatty meal, like eggs, avocado, salmon, or olive oil. So, a simple tip: move your vitamin D from your morning routine to your largest meal of the day, lunch or dinner with some healthy fat. That one small change could double the benefit you're getting from the same pill. Before I get to the foods that actually contain meaningful vitamin D, which honestly surprised me the most, let me show you something just as important: the blood test. If your doctor has ever told you your vitamin D is normal, I want you to ask them a follow-up question. Ask for your 25-hydroxy vitamin D level. That's the specific test, sometimes written as 25-OHD. And here's what most people don't realize. The standard normal range often starts as low as 20 nanograms per milliliter. But many longevity researchers and integrative doctors believe optimal levels for adults over 60 sit somewhere between 40 and 60. So you can be technically normal on paper and still be functionally deficient. Of course, talk to your doctor before making any changes, especially if you take medications. But knowing your actual number is the first step to taking control. If this is helping you, a quick thumbs up really helps this channel reach more people your age. Now let's keep going. Let's talk about sunlight, your body's original vitamin D factory. Even with reduced skin synthesis, sunlight still matters at your age. The sweet spot: about 10 to 15 minutes of sunshine on your bare forearms and face, ideally before 10 a.m. when the rays are gentler. Morning sunlight also helps regulate your sleep-wake cycle, which improves rest, mood, and energy. A short walk after breakfast, no sunscreen on your forearms for those 10 minutes, can be one of the kindest things you do for your body each day. Now, to the foods. Very few foods contain meaningful vitamin D, which is part of why deficiency is so common. The strongest sources are fatty fish, wild salmon, sardines, mackerel, and herring. Cod liver oil is another traditional source your grandmother probably knew about. Egg yolks contribute a small amount, especially from pasture-raised chickens. Mushrooms exposed to UV light, you'll see them labeled in the grocery store, also offer a plant-based option. And many milk products, cereals, and orange juices are fortified with vitamin D, though usually in modest amounts. Aiming for fatty fish 2 or 3 times a week is one of the simplest, most powerful habits for adults over 60. Now, a crucial word of caution. Vitamin D is fat-soluble, which means your body stores it. So unlike vitamin C, which you flush out, too much vitamin D can build up. Toxicity is rare, but it's real. It typically happens when people take very high doses on their own, well above 10,000 international units per day for long periods, without monitoring. Symptoms can include nausea, weakness, confusion, and dangerously high calcium levels. This is exactly why blood testing matters. A common recommendation many doctors suggest is somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000 IU daily for adults over 60. But your ideal amount depends on your blood level, your weight, your skin tone, and your medications. Please don't guess. Work with your doctor to find your number. So let's bring it all together. First, vitamin D needs partners, especially K2 and magnesium, to work properly. Second, take your supplement with a fatty meal and ask your doctor for the 25-hydroxy vitamin D test, aiming for an optimal range, not just a normal one. And third, combine sensible morning sunlight, fatty fish a few times a week, and a thoughtful supplement routine while staying under the toxicity threshold. Aging well isn't about chasing miracle pills. It's about understanding how your body actually works and giving it what it truly needs. You have more power over your health at 60, 70, and 80 than anyone ever told you. Small, smart choices, done consistently, change everything. Subscribe for more videos like this every week, and let me know in the comments which tip you're going to try first.